Fam snapped on Twitter, or let's see, it's IG. It says, well, Westside Gunn, let's see, at Westside Gunn, at Buffalo Kids Gallery. Obviously, they have the dope art gallery in Buffalo. Let's hope that since you stole my voice for your incoherent kindergarten fables, that you saved enough. Kindergarten. Saved up enough delivering for DoorDash because you are expletived, is what he said. So he said, you'll be paying me for years. Apologize, and I'll think about not collecting every dime for the rest of your life. So fam is really stunting out here because Westside Gunn uses vocals. I don't think he understands, like you said, Jay Moore, as we were talking about this pre-show, he definitely did say how much money they had. They didn't realize how much bread they had.
I think I said that, sir.
Both of y'all said it.
I'm just giving you a hard time because you always point out the wrong person.
Come on, man. Anyway, as I was saying, what you think about that, man? You like how he played him on his art?
Well, of course, this is just an old person. And I'm not, and that's not me being mean, because in my own way, if you ask me about somebody, I'm an old person too.
There we go.
But you know, you don't realize what the following is. It's you know, Westside Gunn and the whole Griselda movement has, and so you're trying to, like, when you say they have not seen any parts of DoorDash or any of that hustle economy. No, they don't.
Uber, none of that.
And so I know you thought you were really dropping some, you know, flaming hot bars on these kids, but you were not. And quite honestly, like, first of all, using your voice on a little intro, that could, in the streaming era, it's not like you got to recall a bunch of CDs. All you got to do is go back in, edit that, take him off, and done with. You pay him, a couple of dollars for compensation. You're definitely not going to be eating off of Westside Gunn for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I don't know what he thinks this is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You know, because there have been situations where, like, they've had to do back in the day when it was all about physical media. You know, there are people that is like, oh, they put out an album and somebody's voice wasn't cleared or a sample wasn't cleared, you know, and
recall.
They had to either recall those CDs, or if they were in the store already and had been sold, then okay, an agreement had to be reached. And you know, and then there had to be like a second pressing where that change was made.
Such a bigger headache.
You know, now a couple clicks in, okay, your voice is gone, fam. Here's a couple bucks for you.
Bro, that could be taken down and re-upped in like
30
minutes.
Or they'll re-up. They'll re-up albums without, like, if you go on, it's frustrating as someone who streams music at this point now, because really that's all they've left me with.
They've left me
to where all of a sudden I'll have something saved in a playlist or something, and then it'll be grayed out. There'll be somebody whose licensing agreement has expired, maybe a sample. All of a sudden they're like, no, we can't. There are whole albums that get taken down off of streaming and never get replaced.
Iron Man has, like, if you go check out Ghostface, I believe Iron Man has like 3 songs that are grayed out. Why? I have no idea.
Yeah,
I mean, there was 3 joints I saw on the album.
You know, sometimes they'll have multiple versions of an album. You're like, why is there 4 versions? And like, I don't know why. There are so many legal things as far as music and streaming that probably were not cleared because it wasn't thought of. Like there's an album, The Dirty 30 by The Crew, and they were on Def Jam. And
I'm Sleep.
I'm counting 98. It was very slept on. But one of my favorite records on there is a song that features The Lox, and for whatever reason, that song is not available for streaming. And there are certain songs you can't even buy them if you want to buy them.
Yeah.
You know, so I think what's the wrestling guy's name?
This guy's name is.
Why was he so disrespectful?
He's not Mean Gene, so I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's how far I go back.
What caught my eye is how hard he went on, like how he was stunting on him. The guy's name is Greg Hamilton. Like,
I mean, I don't know.
He went hard.
I don't know the names of the announcers anymore. Like I watch it I watch wrestling if it's on at somebody's house. I don't follow it. I don't play the video games anymore.
Jay Diff, talk to me, man. How that make you feel?
It's a different thing now.
Is it much to do about nothing?
A situation where he actually doesn't have a clue of what he's talking about, and he feels like he's in a bigger situation and wearing a bigger pair of pants than he actually is. Because I can guarantee you that Westside Gunn's paper is way longer than Greg Hamilton's. And he's trying to sue him for 20 grand. And he said when he was going on his rant, he was talking about, and the price is going to go up by the day. So by the time you see it, it's probably going to be 30 grand.
Ooh.
Okay.
I mean, that's a blot for me, but to Westside Gunn, he probably got that as couch cushions.
Wears
like, hey,
Balenciaga. He wears
this man sells $100 hoodies.
Prada.
He got a red S class.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
He sells artwork. He buys artwork. He has a grill that has a lot of diamonds and things in it.
He got so much stuff that's worth more than what.
Come on, man.
He's trying to get what fam trying to get out of it.
And this is
cut it out.
This is the crazy thing. If you understand what the WWE's business is, say someone wants to put a claim in, the WWE will get that money, not him.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know, like they own everybody's trademark.
The problem is him actually thinking he's making a for real point has backfired on him.
That's it.
Because he out here Twitter fingering.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Twitter fingering. That's funny.
I don't think he I mean, he obviously didn't listen to the music.
Well, he said it was
kindergarten fables.
Yeah.
Incoherent kindergarten fables.
Once again, that's old white people. Just keep it real. And how they view hip hop.
He just should have did a little bit more research on who he was talking about.
Specifically.
Because he probably, if he had came to him nicely, like, hey, appreciate you featuring me on the track or whatnot, that might cost you. And then just kind of played, along with it and trying to sun him. He probably would have broke him off 50,000
and been done with it.
And you know what? He probably could have done intros for Westside Gunn for his next 5 projects.
Exactly.
And the thing is, all those projects probably come out in the next 12 months.
Yeah.
And
he blew a bag.
He probably could have gotten paid outside of WWE getting money.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
Just think of if Westside Gunn could have called him for specific and
could have done his intro.
He could have done his own intros. Like, he blew a bag by being just disrespectful because he thought, who are these black kids using my voice?
They've been using WWE voiceovers and things since they started.
He might be blowing up the spot.
And even the album covers, when they put like Lex Luger and all these other stars on, when they would put the third eye on their head,
and it's the artwork too. Like they got paintings with all of that,
and all kind of stuff.
So he's a goofy for even thinking that this was gonna have some type of impact.
They for real go to these wrestling matches too. Like I've seen them together with Wale at these wrestling matches.
It's weird that, like, I don't know. I guess it's just weird that he thinks like an announcer for like a fake sport.
Yeah.
Oh, you about to have some people offended.
Here they come.
But yeah, obviously it's a physical sport, but it's scripted.
You're wrestling phobic.
But I'll just come out. I don't like them people. So, no. But I mean, like, an announcer for a wrestling network is acting extremely hard to Westside Gunn. It's just, I don't know, it's just funny to me.
I mean, the way he went off though, he was in Twitter fingers, boy. I
want to see what his face looks like.
Let's see if we're gonna have to find a picture of him at some point, man, because this brother here, or this guy here, was he was really feeling himself, and he definitely dropped a bag on this one.
I saw where Westside Gunn was kind of disappointed in was it 𝗲𝗱𝗱? They re-ranked some albums and they gave him like 4 out of 5.
Oh, for real?
And I saw somebody commented like, "Oh, you must not have listened to this." And Westside Gunn commented on the comment, "Yeah, that's kind of what I was, kind of replying to him." But
to your point too, as we wrap this first topic up, like you said, in the next 12 months, but that's not an exaggeration. Like,
is he still retiring, or did he?
I thought he was retiring like 2 projects ago. Is what he said, but then he dropped a side A, like, in a side B of the last one. And there's probably 18 joints a piece on there at least. And I would be surprised if he said the fans were asking him for, I believe it was Madlib, him and Madlib, and it was one more. Man, I think the entire project would be him and Madlib is what he said people were asking him for. I wouldn't be mad at it, but he put out a lot of material, man. They put out a lot of projects. And I think Conway's going to put out his last Shady Obligation, if I'm not mistaken. But nah, them dudes is moving, man. But this dude is a goofy.
Do you foresee Conway signing another deal with Shady and all that?
I think he has his. I don't know the name of it, so I don't want to misquote it. But he has his own imprint that he started, got an artist, a couple artists that are coming up underneath him. I don't know if he signs, man. Like, I don't know. I think he's gonna go, you know, independent from here on out. Appreciate you, Shady, for whatever that did.
Because what did Shady really do?
Well, I've had this conversation before, man, and a lot of people say that, like, that's the tone that I hear. What really was the benefit of, you know, them being associated with Eminem?
It didn't hurt.
That's my thing. I'm like, the BET cipher, like little things like that. I'm like, there were certain, when I heard that they were associated with Eminem, I was like, okay, that's dope. That's a good look.
Right. Now put him on a few different people's radar.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not taking away from their grind because they got it out the mud. Yeah. Be clear. They got it out the mud. I'm just saying.
It's just like a different tax bracket they jumped into.
Yeah. Like, I don't see that hurting them.
Weren't on the Slim Shady imprint either. So
it was just Conway.
It was just Conway, if I'm not mistaken.
Or was it Westside?
I mean, they did like a Griselda compilation.
Yeah, that was hard too. But no, I just don't see it as I can't see it being detrimental. Like you said, a tax bracket thing. Like, it's a little boost.
Yeah, just put them in front of more people. Yeah. You know, that they typically wouldn't be in front of.
More Balenciagas that cost more than $20,000.
Talk to them.
I'm sure they were probably doing fine before that. But.
Oh, they got it out the mud, man. They that's one thing you can't take from Griselda. They built their fan base, the merch, and
their merch drops in itself nets more than $20,000. That's one merch drop.
I bet they make that much off a hoodie.
Bro, I saw it live at the show, man.
Because the stuff is always sold out.
Yeah, immediately.
I saw the table at the show, man. $75 hoodies going like that. Literally, I'm talking about posters, Benny the Butcher, meat cleavers, all that, aprons, all of it was just flying.
They had actual meat cleavers.
Yes.
Did they have like plastic covering so you know what I mean?
It was
Benny got his own pair of Ewings.
Stop, man.
Shout out to the Ewing conversation we had last week.
Yes, yeah.
That was the artwork I put on the YouTube.
I saw that. He has that same silhouette of Ewings with butcher knives on it.
Yeah, and cool. David Banner got his own Ewing too. So he's got his David Banner brand. So
you're right though. Those are some really big tongues.
Yeah.
No, I was looking at it because he was talking about it. I was like, well, let me see which shoe is the actual Ewing. I was like, oh, it's got to be this one because the tongue is massive.
Yeah, you could sleep on that.
Jay was still happy with his though. It just wasn't them, you know.
I mean, there were no Shacknoses.
No.
Oh, here y'all go, man. If you in the comments, man, please tell these fools that the Shacknosis joints from Shaq by Reebok was cold. At least to play basketball.
Just be honest.
You in here talking about how great the James Worthies were.
I mean, the New Balance joints, they were straight. Like
did you want one? Did you want James Worthies as a kid?
I didn't meet anybody that wanted a pair of James.
Now, as a grown man, no Jay Moore. They look.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm saying they were selling them when you were a child, though.
Probably about 30, 40 a pop.
Yeah, man. They,
get them Craigs. Craig down the street that mows the lawn.
Oh man.
I thought you were talking about the Craig Elos.
I thought he was talking about
Craig Elo had shoes.
Was like,
there's a certain.
How did I miss those?
There's some people that would have bought some Craig Elos.
Yeah, I'm looking at one.
No, I would have got the Judd Bush look.
Craig Elo looked like he would have wore LA gear.
Hey, are we gonna lie and say LA gear ain't have a little wave?
Nah, they actually had waves on the side of the shoe that the color.
Don't do that.
No, I saw I saw a little documentary about LA gear.
Yeah, don't front.
Michael Jackson's.
I ain't gonna front.
No.
I got a pair from Shoe Carnival.
Yeah, don't front like they ain't have a little wave.
Shoe Carnival.
And
I know you know.
And it had a little fake air bubble on the side. When I was done wearing them,
they got sued for that.
I cut it out to see if it actually was an air bubble. Man, it was just a block of plastic.
See,
they got sued for that because Nike was like, "Don't steal our intellectual design property."
Yeah, it was just a block of plastic,
and that's part of why you don't see LA Gears anymore.
Yeah, shout out to LA Gear and the little wave. You probably, like you said, you can't find them no more. But there's somebody on eBay.
eBay.
Remember, people used to put a checkerboard on the shoestrings and had the little color change wave on the side. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, man.
I never did that.
Shout out to Plastic Blocks, Plastic Block Air Bubbles. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next topic.
If you've enjoyed this segment of the New Old Heads podcast, make sure you join our live show every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/newoldheads. You can also catch playback of all of our shows on any podcast app and youtube.com/newoldheadsnetwork. And go to newoldheads.com/community to join our Discord.